get off the land and go back home.
Did you know that these people found an underground passageway under the Mississippi River? These people found a passageway running from one side of the Mississippi River all the way under it to the other side, down and running diagonal to the river. Roll the corn. Did you know that while building the bridge that's over the top of the Mississippi River in the St. Louis in Illinois area, these people hit solid rock, megalithic stones, big as the stones that's in Egypt, at the bottom of the Mississippi River, and they couldn't break it. So they drained the water back a little bit, started bombing the stone. They finally bombed a hole in the stone, right? The little amount of water that was there rushed down into the hole, right? They grabbed ladders, torches, any kind of light they had, went down there. First thing they see on the wall, melanated people. Egyptian style heads and headdresses on the wall under the Mississippi River. You think I'm bullshit, don't you? This story is 100% true. We know the truth now.
Let me give y'all a fun fact one-on-one. Y'all see that man right there? That's Bobby Seale, one of the founders of the Black Panther movement. Y'all see those brown paper bags? Yeah, that was the original WIC program back in the day. But see, the government came in because they didn't like what they was doing and feeding young children and feeding families and young women and kids. They didn't like that what they was doing, so they made up all type of nasty lies and sabotaged it. And then years later, they would come and reinvent it, and they would call it the WIC program. But the original WIC program was created by the Black Panther movement for black people. These people was in their communities feeding their own people, and the government came and did everything they could to sabotage it. Even at one point, they were telling families that and parents that these people were poisoning the food and they was trying to kill them, making them scared to even get the stuff. Yeah. They tell us to go build our own wealth and get off our ass and go work. And when we do, and we build our own generational wealth and we feed our own, the government comes in and sabotages us every time. And it's no different this time than it was in Tulsa or Rosewood or Philadelphia or any other time that black people built generational wealth for themselves. And when the white people didn't like it, they came in and burnt it down based off of lies and hatred. Y'all need to know y'all history and educate yourself, because a lot of y'all will come and say the same thing because y'all been programmed by the government to do so, not knowing that the original WIC program was the Black Panther movement. And they even was feeding little kids for school too. Yeah, the lunch programs are they got encouraged and inspired by the Black Panthers. And they even had soup kitchens and stuff they set up, and you know, the government and the police would, you know, bomb threats and all type of stuff, making people scared to go in the buildings. Yeah, know your history, y'all.
Let me explain something to you.
A little ringing in your ear before? And they tell you it's tinnitus? No, that's the ancestors talking to you. I was reading this book that was written back in the 1700s about the ringing in the ears. And how it's the ancestors saying, you messing up, I'm here, baby, call me. I got you back. And they want us to cut off our connection with the spiritual umbilical cord. Are you crazy? As your chakras get aligned, it gets ting, ting. And what's the original name for the ear? Tambourine. Now, hold it. Eardrum?
You know how delusional you got to be to think that you God's favorite, and then he put the sun in the sky to cook you like a Slim Jim, then say that we not his favorite and we go outside and glisten like stars? That's why they don't get me mad. God put something in the sky to help me. He put something in the sky to cook them. Have a good day.
connect them dots. You connect them. You ain't never gonna see no pale-skinned European with the last name Washington. Cause they not Washingtons. They're not Wichita. They're not Moors. They're Albions from their own nation. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why you see them here as the Albion seal, the Albion nation, and you see them over here, us, as Moorish Americans with the Great Seal. This is another reason why they want to get rid of this paper. I'm showing y'all right now in real time. This is the Moorish Moabite seal, the ancient ones. This over here is the Albion seal. Moors, Albions. Right in front of your face, hidden in plain sight. This is why they want to get rid of these green pieces of paper, because there's too many clues on this paper if you know what to look for.
If I told you that a whale swallowed me and kept me in their stomach for 3 days and 3 nights, would you believe me? If I told you my friend took his staff and put it in the ocean and split the water, would you believe me? If I told you that I have a friend who fed 5,000 people with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, would you believe me? No, you wouldn't. You would question me, right? Exactly. So the fact that y'all can sit here and would question me about a story that I'm telling y'all, but y'all scared to question this Bible, is beyond me. The reason why the conversation with Christianity and spirituality is such a thing is because it causes you to have a common sense conversation. And when you have a common sense conversation, that is going to bring in critical thinking, which is going to bring in questions. And we all know when it comes down to questions, Christians don't like you asking that because you don't supposed to question God. Why not? My great-great-great-grandmother been waiting for Jesus to return, and here I am in my 30s, and that story is still going on. Why wouldn't I question that? Why? If I know that a whale has acid in their stomach, how in the world am I supposed to believe that somebody sat in the bottom of a whale's stomach for 3 days and 3 nights? If I know the ocean has a dip in it, how am I going to expect to not question how nobody fell or how he was even able to walk that far to split it? How? The purpose of the Bible is that it's a book. It's just a book with characters, because if the characters were real, they would be more so focused on digging up Moses versus going to Egypt to dig out the tombs for these Egyptians. Mighty funny how we can pull up these mummies, but we can't pull up nothing when it comes down to David, Joseph, and all the rest of the characters, because they were that, characters. Y'all hate common sense questions. Some of y'all be having degrees, and y'all really act like y'all don't get that this is a made-up story that's just telling you a story about a character and the life lessons that they had to learn. Y'all really take that and believe that Mary and all of these people are real. Y'all really think these people are real. Y'all really think that Moses' staff turned into a snake. Y'all really think, set your bush on fire right now and go talk to it. What? Y'all have to start using common sense. That's why y'all get so bent out of shape about it. And then y'all start loving, oh, they're not a believer. They're a Satan worshiper. Why? Because I'm using common sense. Y'all swear that people who are spirituality is trying to make a cult for people to come out of the church when it's the church that is the cult. Y'all are the cult. If the Bible was so true and stand on its word as people say it is, you wouldn't have this whole battle of I'm the only God you can serve and serving any other God, I'm a jealous God. You would not have all of that because the God would just be one. If that's the case, what is Buddhism? What is Hinduism? What is all of these things? All of these gods? Are you serious? Do y'all not think about people who live in these islands that don't have no type of connection with the real world, quote unquote? Who do you think they serve? For the people who serve more so, who worship like buildings, who worship like trees, they worship water. Where do you think they're going? Y'all so busy arguing about Jesus real, but y'all not arguing about the fact that the way they describe him is a black person. But when we bring that up, they argue with us down that they white. Y'all are off.
Why is there a book from 1893 that talks about a kid named Barron Trump living in a place called Castle Trump? This little dude goes on a journey, not through a city, not through time, but underground, under earth, where he meets strange civilizations, advanced beings, and lost knowledge. Now here's where the shit get crazy though. This was written over 120 years ago before Donald Trump was even born. An author named Ingersoll Lockwood, look that name up. His last book was called The Last President. And guess what? It starts with chaos inside New York City after an outsider wins the presidency. See, they tell you this shit in fiction, but it ain't fiction. That's just how they hide the truth. They label it fantasy, so your brain never question it. They condition you to laugh at what's real. Same world, same family, same storyline. A boy named Barron and his father becomes president, and the world falls into confusion. Coincidence? Or a coded message for someone who already knew the timeline? You think time travel ain't real? Or time never moved the way they told you it did? Wake the fuck up, because they don't write stories like this for fun. They write them to test who's still asleep.